All right, we're going to figure out what kind of train wreck this is going to be. Woo, doggy.
Hey.
What a week.
What a week.
I've actually had a pretty good week.
Yeah, it's not been bad so far.
Samantha's
actually.
back home.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes.
My wife has been in sick for a while. So if she actually listens to this,
Yeah.
I love you. I'm really happy you're home.
Mrs. Beer Jim is
Yeah.
back at home.
I
Back at
texted her, I think on Wednesday it was, and I was like, yo, when you breaking out? And she was like, I'm leaving right now. And so I sent her a GIF, but it was the GIF from Treasure Planet or something. And
Yeah.
he gets out of the thing and he's like, I'm free. And then the old man tumbles into like another
Yeah,
cage. And
yeah.
he's like, oh, dang. And I was like, and she was like, that's accurate. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't even watch the whole GIF. I just saw the first one that said I'm free and sent it to you.
And you just made it super accurate. Like that's
she was
funny.
like, no, this is pretty accurate.
Yes. So anyways, we're here to drink beer and lie to you.
Yep.
Like we do every week here on the Warhammered podcast. Brought to you by Second Pitch Beer Company.
Hey guys.
Secondpitchbeer.com. You can go over there and check out all their goodies.
Also brought to you by BattlePub Games
Yeah. Which you can find on battlepub.com, which is also where you can find merch for this.
for this show.
This horrible show.
This show.
It's cool stuff.
Yeah.
I like it.
So I got my first Warhammered person coming to the store.
You got your first fan, huh? Yeah.
fan
Yeah.
coming to the
What?
brewery.
They exist.
Yeah.
One
Yes.
of the 7 people came
One
and
of the
found
7
you.
people. Yeah, I was behind the bar for just like a second, and he was like, "Are you Jim? Are you the Jim?" Is what he said. And I was just
The
like,
gym.
and I was just like, depends on if you're law enforcement or not.
Yeah, right? No, they call me Tater Salad.
Yeah, and he's a big fan. Nice to meet you. He did a great job. He introduced himself. Real friendly guy.
Yeah,
So,
You're famous
I
now.
know it's weird. I don't like it.
You're getting recognized.
The Beer Gym.
Yeah, it's just me and Taylor Swift. We're the most famous people in the world.
Absolutely.
That's it. So yeah, this is the Warhammered podcast, where we discuss a lot of Warhammer, but nerd culture
In general. Yeah.
in general at a.
Wave top level.
There you go. So we use the term wave top as the we read a paragraph and then we're just gonna lie our way through the rest of it.
Which is pretty. That's this show.
It's not really
yeah.
lying your way. It's just picking up context clues and just
Yeah.
Sometimes
stretching
it's accurate.
things.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Mostly
it's accurate.
headcanon.
Sometimes it's sometimes it's
Well,
headcanon.
so far
Sometimes it's
we-
this is how I feel about it.
Yeah.
we haven't
Yeah,
had
a lot of
people
that.
call us out yet, so
I think people know what they're.
we haven't done like an actually.
They know why they're here.
Yeah.
Except for Hefeweizens.
Yeah.
We got actually don't Hefeweizens.
Fuck you, Eric.
Fuck you, Eric.
Yeah, there you go. So anyways, yeah, so we have some things to talk about today, but before we talk about anything else, there's a tradition here on Warhammered, and that's where we bring it down. Bring it down into the cockles of our heart, maybe even the sub-cockles.
The sub deep cockles.
And we talk about my favorite yeasty boy, because you've got to fight for your right.
Because I haven't taken a shower in
brew.
a couple days.
I think I broke Caitlin.
Yeasty boy. Took me a
Yeasty boy.
second, but I caught on.
Yeah. And he's going to delight your ear holes with the next thing to imbibe into your suck holes right here on Jim's Beer Corner.
I need to bring that sound back.
Bring it back.
Yeah. I haven't done that in a while.
So look at this big fancy silver thing.
So
you brought.
it's funny because I got this out of my closet and I was thinking to myself, am I so old in like the beer world now that I could bring this out and people are like, what the fuck is that? Because that is, if you're watching, is a growler. So there's growlers with a G and there's crowlers, which are cans. Growlers was for the longest time the only way you could get beer from taproom breweries and bring it home. It's usually 64 to 32 ounces, and it is a metal or glass container that
I remember when they were fucking everywhere.
yeah, and you would just screw a cap on, and it would be good enough for one day,
container.
if that.
Yeah, a day, which is a lot of the reason they went away. Is it like
Yeah.
if you went and bought a half a gallon of beer and didn't drink it like that night,
Yeah.
it was flat and awful.
Yeah.
I mean, in North Carolina and stuff, the grocery stores had growler fill stations.
yeah.
Like you could walk in and
Yeah.
get a growler filled.
But now that's kind of gone. That really, the industry changed quick on that one.
Well, COVID happened.
No, it's not just that. The beer goes bad so fast.
And canning, there was the countertop canning things that are now
That
really
came
good.
along. And so you can do crowlers, which you can get at your place.
Yeah.
And they're awesome because it's like 2 beers.
32 ounces, so
It's-
2
it's-
16 ounces.
It's 2 pints, essentially.
Yeah, people always go like, oh, that's too much beer. It's like, it's 2 beers.
It's 2
It's 2 beers. Let's calm everyone down. It's 2 beers.
But it is sealed.
Yeah.
Which means that you could go and you could pick up like 4 crowlers or 2 crowlers. You got the equivalent to this. But if you're going to sit down and have 2 beers, at least it's going to be fresh the whole time you're
Exactly.
drinking
But also, to be fair, and since we're educational in the beer, crowlers are really, really good. They will hold carbonation and everything, but they are not as good as like properly packaged beer.
it. They are still are meant for quick consumption.
They are meant like those have a shelf life of about 2 weeks max.
Yeah. So it's not it's going to go into the collection. Don't do that.
So if you get crowlers and stuff like that, drink them pretty quickly. They're made to be drank quickly, but you don't have to. Like a growler that's in front of me is like 48 hours.
It's awesome too. It makes you feel like you've picked up a Giant's can of beer.
Yeah.
Like you're just in this
thing.
Where's my big old beer?
We had crowler koozies for the longest time.
That's awesome.
But they had like a handle
Do they
on
the
it.
strap hand? I
They had
remember those. Yeah.
No one bought them. I thought they were the coolest fucking thing.
It's a big drink. It's a
Well, you got to have goals in your life.
it's true.
I mean, I guess like the average person that drinks like 3 to 4 beers in one sitting.
I'm like, it's a football game. It's a baseball
No.
game.
I'm gonna do it in July. I'm
Do what in July?
gonna go get the boot.
You're gonna do the boot for your
Ooh.
I'm gonna
birthday?
do the boot for my birthday.
Oh my God, I'm in. I'm there.
Yeah. That'd be great. It'll have to be. So I'll be in Alaska for my actual birthday.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm gonna come in right after the trip. And
For my birthday, you want to go to New Orleans?
yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm down.
Samantha and I want to go to New Orleans, so you guys
Oh,
want to
I've
come?
never been to New Orleans.
Yeah, it's like 6 hours.
Yeah, it's not that far.
You just drive over.
No, there's a train.
Fucking what?
Train.
Yeah, there's
Like
a train.
Amtrak?
Amtrak from San Antonio to New Orleans.
How long's the ride?
It's like 10 hours, but it's like you can drink on it.
Oh, it's way slower to go by train anywhere.
Yeah, it's a lot slower, but you can drink on it. It's super comfortable. There's food.
You know,
Can we dress like the plan we want to do with the river cruise?
well, you got to dress like the 20s. Like, you just got to go and like.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have a palaver.
It would also be dope to do that and just pack board games.
Oh,
And just like play board games the whole way there
Warhammer
and
the whole
drink.
time.
Or just
And
play
then-
Warhammer the whole
yeah,
time.
and then you drink on the thing, bring everything you want on there.
Do you know how much Crusade we can get through in 10 hours on a train?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Do you know how upset Samantha's going to be after
Just
10 hours
watching
of
us
watching
play?
us play
She's
She's got her
Warhammer?
toothpaste and headphones. She'll be fine.
Toothpaste?
Yeah, toothpaste. You ever seen the movie Just Friends?
No.
Oh, you should watch it. It's
Oh,
with
yeah.
Anna
Okay. Anyways,
Faris.
that takes more context. But that'd be dope. Just play board games the whole time.
Yeah,
Like,
so that's what
that'd be awesome.
Samantha and I were thinking about. I was like, that actually is not a bad trip and is easy to do.
Plus, I will go to New Orleans anytime except for the spring.
Why the spring? What's wrong with
Well, because so everybody thinks about New Orleans and Mardi Gras, right?
that? Right. Yeah.
Which is only like a week.
yeah. It's technically a day,
But
which we just had.
it takes over New Orleans for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's the pre Mardi Gras party, and then it's
yeah.
the Fat Tuesday party, and it's the this that. It's just like it takes it over forever.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, going in September,
Yeah. We'll go in September.
okay, it's
Yeah.
off. It's off season.
off season.
Yeah.
Let's
I
fucking
don't have
do
a
it.
problem.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, going to the bayou in the summer or in the
Sounds
spring is
awful.
awful.
Well, it's going to be in the spring.
It's still
gonna be in
not
the
cold,
summer.
but
It's going to be in the summer, like in September.
yeah, it's still
We
hot.
could do end of September. Make it a
I'm
little easier for
down.
ourselves. Yeah.
I just don't want to go in the season. Like
Just
it's
Yeah,
New
July.
Orleans when it's crowded is awful.
Get some
Yeah.
nice linen shirts.
Because we get guy bars,
Oh my God. Yeah.
yeah,
Capybaras?
capybara, giant rodents. Just show up to New Orleans with a giant rodent. Just
Is this not okay?
this
Is
is
this not
walking
okay?
on a leash.
I brought my 70-pound guinea pig.
This is my emotional support animal.
This is my emotionally support animal. And you're sitting there.
Just chilling.
That look that they all have, like slightly closed eyes. Just
They all look high as fuck.
Yeah.
And they're just
it's like, I guess we're going to New Orleans. Let's go.
damn. Who's that actor that was in the Spider-Man movies and now just does all those stoner movies with Seth Rogen? Seth Rogen, right?
James Franco?
James Franco. Every capybara just looks like James Franco.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
Either
he's
that, or I guess capybaras are here first. So I guess James Franco technically just looks like a capybara.
yeah, James Franco looks like a capybara.
Just
Yeah, exactly. That's fucking good.
every capybara is giving you the De Niro stare. Just you're never gonna see a capybara the same. You're gonna be like, I don't appreciate the way you're speaking to me.
I'm from New York.
Yeah.
Democratic Party.
Get in the taxi.
Raging Bull. Anyway,
Jim's Beer Corner.
Jim's Beer Corner.
Could you milk me, fucker?
I got nipples.
Out of all the gangster shit he did, and the most quoted line he's ever had is, "I've got nipples. Could you milk me?"
Could you milk me? He's at a wild end of his career.
Holy shit, dude. Did you ever see that one Bad Grandpa or whatever with that
Yes.
chick
So
in his room? He's like,
Yes.
I'm gonna fuck you. And he was like, I want your last breath to be in my pussy. And he's just like, gives it right back to her. And I'm like,
Yes.
what the
is
fuck is going on?
Bobby D? You can't say that.
Dude, yes, you can.
You're a respected person.
No, he's not. That guy's going to get a Lifetime Achievement Award. And all of his last films were just him in weird comedies.
Yeah.
It's just like.
But I respect that. He's like, no, it's paychecks right now. It's paychecks.
Didn't he just become a dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, he married
He's
some
like
young
80.
chick.
He
Yeah.
just
Just
has a newborn.
yeah.
I think that was just bitches, it still works.
that was a flex.
Yeah.
That was 100% a flex.
Anyways,
We are
moving on to the
drinking-
Yeasty Boys.
Yeah, Yeasty Boy. So we are drinking a beer that is only available in the tap room.
Love it.
It is a tap room only beer. It is called. It is a rye IPA, and it is called. My brewer named it. It was his recipe. It's called Rise of the Phoenix.
I saw that in the email.
Yeah, it's really good. So we're really happy about it. I'm sorry, Max, if you're listening to this. It's a really bad name. It's a really bad name.
It's pretty rough.
It's a rough name, but hey, it's not a sexual innuendo or it's not something stupid. So I said, fuck it, go with it, bro.
It's pretty rough. Rise of the Phoenix.
Yeah, you wanted that. So I'm gonna pour. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Rhode Island is neither a road nor a bridge. Or Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island.
Speak amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves.
What?
Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island.
Well, yeah, I get that, but
It's an old SNL skit with these old ladies.
I'm a
and they
little
would sit there-
concussed. You guys talk amongst
I'm a little
yourselves.
verklempt.
I'm a little verklempt. Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yes. And so they would bring up these like really weird topics to create. But they were always clutching their pearls and stuff. It was pretty great.
I think I would have named this Early Risers.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Be like a morning beer.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about like what rye does with the beer, why we would use rye.
No, is
instead
this
of
the
normal
same style
barley.
rye that would go into like a rye whiskey? It's just like
Yeah.
the rye oat,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, yeah, okay.
So,
Okay, Jim. Jim, okay. Okay, Jim.
So first thing you're going to notice about this beer is that rye beers are going to have much more of a red golden color to it. That's just from the rye.
And they're like semi-cloudy.
Yeah, semi-cloudy because rye is has a lot of gluten in there, which like very similar to like wheat. That's going to be hard for it to close out or to clarify. One of the biggest things is rye is going to give you a very spicy flavor.
I'm sorry. Is
rye
this
bread.
You said an IPA?
Yeah, it's an IPA.
This is so good.
Thank you. So
I like that.
yeah,
I like
it
that
has
mouthfeel.
Yeah, it has a really interesting mouthfeel to it.
Velvety.
Yeah,
It's like thickums.
exactly. Yeah.
This beer has a
Velvet.
case of the thickums. It's got a
So you're going to get the malt. The malt is really going to have like a more of a thicker flavor to it, but also like a spice to it, like a little bit kind of like if you have like rye bread, like very similar to that. We used Amarillo and
By
morning?
hops and Chinook, and then we also used God, what was the other one that we used?
You're crushing it, buddy.
I'm fucking nailing it.
Doing a great job.
Amarillo and something else. A Simcoe. Simcoe was the other one. So Amarillo gives you a little bit more of a fruit flavor to it. Simcoe, it can be a little bit more dank, catty flavor to it, and I think they go really well together.
Yeah, I like it.
So
Velvet. What is this? Velvet.
What is this, velvets? Who can afford that?
what is that? Is this what the podcast today is?
Yeah,
just
dude,
us
it's been a day. It's been a day.
It's just quoting things. Back
Way
and
too
forth.
high energy right now.
I know.
Way too high energy.
I've been looking forward to this all week.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. Me too. I always look forward to
Because
this.
then I know it's also Thursday and I only have one more day.
It is a nice like beginning of your weekend cap off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get together with some friends, have some drinks.
Have some drinks, talk about shit. But anyway, yeah, we're really, really proud of this. It's doing a really, really great job. It turned out wonderful. Max was super nervous about this because this was one of his first beers he designed.
It's really good.
And by design, like he came up with the idea. We worked together on the recipe. You know, anything that really comes through a brewery, I kind of give my okay on. But yeah, and I was like, dude, you're not reinventing the wheel. We're making a rye IPA. Like,
But
we've
we've
done this
talked about that
before.
with on this show about Second Pitch before too, about you guys don't do the whole like what has never been done. It's like, hey, let's pick stuff we like.
Yeah.
But then let's just do it better than anybody else does.
Yeah. And that's what really we were looking at doing. And it really turned out nice. I'm very, very proud of it. Like I said, it's available. It's going to be available tomorrow or depending when you put this out, Friday, to the public.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Are you just beeping me?
No, I'm trying to turn off my stupid watch. There we go.
My watch broke.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, so we're really, really happy with it. You're getting a lot of really great hop flavors to it, but then the rye kind of comes in and makes it a little bit spicier.
Yeah.
And, so it's a much more of an older school IPA where it's not tropical fruit in your face. Like,
well, it doesn't taste
IPAs.
like one of those little tree air fresheners,
Exactly.
which is lovely.
Or also just like the insane tropical fruit, like Citra, Mosaic, that kind of stuff, all the new stuff.
We talked about IPAs on the show, and I don't like IPAs because every time I drink an IPA, I feel like I'm working at it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I'm drinking beer, I shouldn't have to work at it.
And this is 7% too.
This is, I mean, it's going down pretty damn easy.
Well, that's what we do.
And I don't like beer that I have to work at. It's like, this is effort.
Yeah.
I'm drinking beer. I shouldn't, there should be no effort involved.
I agree. And that's what we want to do.
So,
and Max did a great job. Like, we're really, really
way to
proud
go,
of it.
buddy.
Good job, Max.
Get it, Max.
Which one's Max?
Max is the Marine. I don't know. You've never met him.
He's the
I don't think
FNG.
I met him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
He's
the new guy.
He's the new guy. Yeah. Fantastic. He is just a worker. Just great.
Good.
Just does a great job.
When is this available?
It's available to Mug Clubbers now.
Okay.
It will be available to the public on Friday.
Friday the 16th
16th.
of
Yeah.
February.
February 16th. So it's a smaller batch. We only have like 8 kegs of it.
Nice.
So 800 beers if you really want to do math.
Ooh.
Feb Brewery.
Oh.
Did you get it?
No, I got it.
Okay.
I'm just going to stare at you for a minute.
You just didn't like it.
Let's see, I think that
You didn't like it.
there.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I have another pickup line for you.
Oh, yes.
Let me
Oh, what
let
did
me
Sam
send it
say
to
about the
Samantha.
most recent one, though?
Oh, she thinks they're hilarious.
So
Because I can't remember the last one you sent.
So
The
we are
last-
not just co-hosts. We're actually all like actual friends outside of this. And
if you couldn't tell.
if you couldn't tell, based on the amount of personal information that we that we throw around without context.
Yeah,
here. We're all just like
at the beginning of the show, we just did a New Orleans trip by train.
yeah. So we're actually all friends. Like, obviously, I'm married to Caitlin. In case you haven't figured that out yet,
That's me.
So
I'm a
and then
girl.
I'm work married to Jim. This is my work husband.
Absolutely.
And
I support that. That's very
That's
much
fine.
a true fact.
Yeah.
we got it was common law marriage. We ended up spending so much time together that it just kind of happened.
It works out.
I'm just glad to know that if something ever happened to me, God forbid, that he has you to move into the house.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, he'll come right in and just be like.
You mean like when you and Sam just leave us, and then Jim and I are like
start a commune? Remember we talked
taxes?
God, there's a whole movie about that.
So, bro. And that was before it was way easier to do.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
so. Yeah. But anyways, Sam had some. As it happens, Sam had some health stuff that happened, and had to go see the doctors. And got
doing
to
much
eat,
better though.
Got to eat awesome hospital food and all that fun stuff. But
was
she's
fucking
home,
hating
and that's
it.
why we were celebrating, and everybody's awesome because Sam is actually a legitimately awesome person. She doesn't like me very much, but I very much like her.
She likes you.
I think Sam is
She
great,
likes
but
you.
she doesn't like me very much.
She likes you. She just you're a lot sometimes.
Yeah, I'm a lot, and but I do very much like Sam, and so.
But she very much likes our friendship.
But
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Jim and I were hanging out, and I kept giving Jim these awful pickup lines.
What was the one about the electrician?
Oh, and so I was giving him this awful pickup lines, and then he would text them to Sam while she was in the hospital. And so the electrician one was, "You're making me feel like an electrician
Why?
because I want to remove your shorts and check your box."
Said that to her. She was like,
good.
"Really?" And I was like,
And and there was a couple others I get, but I have a new one for you.
"Okay, great.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to her."
You're looking like a school bus
Uh-huh.
because I want to fill you with my children.
Ooh.
Okay, let me just text that. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
So
Rhode Island's neither a road nor an island. Talk amongst
Talk amongst yourselves because I am sending that to Samantha before I forget.
yeah, so there's been a couple that I've given to him that he sent over there. My personal favorite is, damn, are those legs peanut butter? Because they look smooth and easy to spread.
That was the last one.
That's my personal favorite right now. But
To
anyways, we are
fill you.
Feel free to use those
With
pickup lines, by the
my-
way.
yeah, absolutely. Let us
Let
know
us
how it
know.
goes in the comments.
If you score off one of those, let us know.
Let us know. But we are very, very happy that Sam's
Oh,
back
man,
home and,
it's so
and
much
doing
fun.
better. So.
The kids are so happy.
I bet.
They were so stoked.
But you know what? I'll raise my glass
Yeah.
to the women that let us have our stupid dreams.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Absolutely.
It's
owe-
like
we
your
owe them
brewery
so
and my
much.
game store. I guarantee you the conversation was a lot of the same. Where it's like, I really want to do this, but I don't know if I should. And the woman was like, stop being an idiot. Just go fucking do it. And
Yeah,
it was
it
like,
was-
okay.
Like, I believe in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that moment.
And so,
It's like, I'm supposed to say I believe in you, but
and they're all involved. Like I have walked into that bar and Sam's been behind it slinging beer and stuff like that. Like it's quote unquote like my dream. And yet somehow my lady
somehow.
is still standing there right beside
backing
me.
me up.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
100%.
I've
good
helped
stuff.
Sam sling some beer. Galentine's last year.
Yeah,
Ah,
you did.
helps
Yeah,
them.
I
yeah.
showed
good
up
stuff.
We should
early.
do that again. We should do a what is it called? Celebrity bartenders.
Oh, I'm gonna do a taproom takeover. I'm just gonna show it and just be like BattlePub invasion.
Oh no, let's do werewolf at Jim's bar.
What's werewolf?
We'll talk about that later. It's a board game.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's you ever played Heads Up 7 Up?
Yeah,
Okay, it's that, but two people are werewolves and they're trying to kill everybody in the bar.
we just did murder mystery at the bar, and it turned out really well.
Yeah, pretty similar.
Yeah, but like we run Blood on the Clock Tower.
But it
Yeah.
would be like a tap takeover by BattlePub Games presenting.
Yeah,
yeah, but he's saying do
game.
celebrity bartenders, and you and I from BattlePub
Yeah.
would go and sling beer behind his bar.
That's
on
like
like
a shit out of your beer.
yeah, like a couple hours. Like
Yeah,
a lot of
not
like
a full shift, but just we're there
kind of
for
a
a while.
little
that happens
Great.
a lot with like famous people, like
Yeah.
basketball players, for like sports.
I have over
athletes.
1,000 followers on TikTok.
Do you?
I'm pretty famous.
I followed you on TikTok.
Thank you.
I just got TikTok
Nice.
this week.
It's be careful.
It's
You'll
addicting.
lose hours.
It's
Yeah.
addi-
It is awesome
So-
for pooping.
Yes.
Yeah, because what I found out I was doing, I was going through reels on Instagram,
Yeah.
and everything was a TikTok reel, and I was like, "Well, I'm just going to the source now.
Yeah.
Let's just do this."
So we downloaded TikTok right when the lockdown happened during COVID because we kept seeing it, and I was
I
like,
didn't download that shit
I
during
said,
during
I did.
lockdown.
And so I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to download it, see what it's all about. Because they used to do like those silly, like anime musically kind of style ads. And I was like, that's lame. And so I finally downloaded it and I was like, this is hilarious.
yeah.
And the first night,
All right,
and
trying
I
to
made
take
you,
my info.
sometime during lockdown, I made
Well,
you download it. But the
She
first
kept,
night,
she kept texting me
The videos.
TikToks.
TikToks, and you can watch them, and it would just open my web browser and shit. And I was like, God, it's. And then finally, I was like, okay, fuck, I'll just download this damn thing.
the
So-
first night I downloaded TikTok, I got off work at 5:00. Mind you, we're locked down, stuck at home, sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
I was looking through TikTok, just kind of scrolling, like, oh, that's funny. I sent it to Jazz. Oh, that's funny. I'm going to send it to my friend, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then, like, suddenly I looked at the clock and it was like 11 o'clock at night. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. When
Anyways, everybody knows what TikTok is,
I
but it's-
downloaded TikTok when Samantha was in the hospital, and I would like put the kids to bed at like 9 o'clock, and then all of a sudden I would look up and it'd be like, why is it 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Like, oh shit.
The only thing I don't like about it is it took me forever to get my For You page, my FYP,
Tailored.
to actually be shit that I wanted.
Because
Because when you first get on there,
yeah.
it's just,
Thirst traps.
hey, do you want my porn? Hey, do you want my porn? Hey, do you want my porn? And
I'm
it's
not
like,
getting that.
oh my God. Well,
all I'm
it
getting is
may
40K.
be better. When I
I'm
first,
getting 40K stuff.
when
like,
I
up the
first got
wazoo.
on there, and I finally asked her, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, you send me stuff, and I like it.
Yeah.
Why is most of my page just some chick that's like, if you want to see the rest? And it's like, I don't.
I figured it out. So
And-
it was like you have to search certain topics or however long you spent on a video. It would just be like,
right.
oh, you
But
like
it didn't
that.
know what it wanted to show me. So it was just sending me just random
Everything.
shit. And then so finally I spent the time and searched, like I searched for 40K. I searched for magic. I searched like the stuff I'm
what-
interested in.
what I
But
did-
now my FYP is fucked because it's just like, okay, so you like funny animal videos, 40K video games and Harleys. And it's like, we don't know what to show you.
What do you want?
So just you're like
Yeah.
here?
So I get all 40K stuff, and I get a lot of those because I think I left like a 40K video running on repeat.
No, that's one
like,
of the tricks.
For like 20 minutes while I was like taking care of the kids. Like it was like one of those things.
So one of the
and then all of a
tricks-
sudden like everything is now 40K. I'm just like,
I
I'm
started
good with
doing
this.
that. I found a video I really liked. So I turned it on. It was like a 2-minute video.
Just leave it.
And I let it go, and I got in the shower and like took a shower, and it just it like played it like 10 or 11
the
times.
algorithm was like,
and then it was
okay.
like, oh, you really like this, and I was like, yep, fine, whatever.
Whatever.
And now
Yep. that's exactly
and now
what
it's
it is.
finally dialed in.
Yeah.
I like this.
But yeah, this beer is super good.
We have a ton, so that's
good.
full.
Yeah, I was like, 'cause I'm gonna need more.
Yeah.
Anywho,
No, anyway, yeah, beer's good.
Speaking of 40K and TikTok and shit I've been watching, there is a video game that came out last week.
Fuck yes.
And most of the nerds that listen to this are, by the time this comes out, are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, fucking where have you been?" Fuck, I'm busy. Okay, I'm busy.
Yeah. Well, it only dropped like this week.
As of this recording, it's a week old.
Yeah,
so
it
we're
was-
not that behind.
So yeah, I'm into it.
I haven't heard of it before y'all were talking about
But
it.
it is called Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into what the gameplay is, we're gonna go
Who played
through.
Helldivers 1?
Nobody.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
It's like Red Dead Redemption 2. No one played number 1.
Yeah.
So I want to go through, and here's why it's going to relate to the show. We're going to go through and do some comparisons, and we're going to figure this out. So let's do some big checkmark stuff.
Okay.
In this universe, is it the assumption that being human makes it right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
Human is best.
check number 1.
Yep.
Are the characters expendable?
Yes.
Yes.
Big check mark number 2. Do you have to fight some sort of giant bug?
Yes.
Yes. Or robot.
Okay.
He's getting there.
Check. Do you have to fight some sort of smart automaton?
Yes.
Are you shooting weapons that there is no physical way you should be able to shoot?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Once you get up in the game, yeah, there's some stupid shit.
Do they ever use the words orbital or bombardment?
Yes.
All the time.
Okay. Do you get some amount of power armor or protective armor that you were wearing that in real life probably wouldn't work?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I talking about the video game or am I talking about Warhammer?
Both.
So
Yes, you are.
this
Yes.
game, and this is why we're going to talk about it. If you have read anything about the Imperial Guard comes in 2 flavors. You have the congrats, you're part of the Imperial Guard.
Yeah.
And you're just, oh, fuck. And you are 100% expendable.
Yep.
They admit anybody.
And then you have the IG that we actually know, right? You have Gaunt's Ghosts. You have the Cadians.
Yeah, and then you have the cream of the crop.
You have the cream of the crop, the kind of elite of the Imperial Guard, which is numbers in the billions. Like the Imperial Guard in Warhammer there's billions
so
of these
if you're
motherfuckers.
elite in the Imperial Guard, you're
sub 0.01%. Like it's crazy levels of elite. And these are the ones that even the Space Marines are like, okay, you can come with us. Like you're good to go.
Why wouldn't they just apply to be Space Marines then?
You don't apply.
You sort of
but if
do.
you're,
You're
like, an
part of the
elite-
tithe, and then you have to go through the trials, and then you get upgraded and stuff like that.
But if like you're elite, like why wouldn't you just be a Space
Because you have to
Marine?
be a child to go be a Space Marine.
You have to be a child.
They steal you at like pre-puberty.
Like you can't. You go through the trial at like 12.
yeah, pre-puberty.
It's an anime is what it is.
So those videos I've shown you of like the Space Wolves trial where they put you on an ice planet and you got to like kill a wolf and bring back its tooth and all that
The
shit.
only thing is Space Wolves are a little different. Their gene code, their gene seed lets you be a little bit older, more in like your late teens.
Yeah, right, but even then.
But even
like
then,
16 to 18.
But the other ones,
18,
the
yeah.
rest of them, you are young. And then because it's the only way that the gene seed can take. You essentially have to be prepubescent and you still have to go through the trial. And there's ones like, hey, your last trial is 40 miles on the other side of this desert.
Yeah.
There's
Make
a
it.
house that you've got to get into. And if you get there, then we'll start your surgery.
So
Or
Ben
it's
has
all-
7 years until he can apply to be a
I'm
Space
training
Marine?
them. I'm doing it. He's going to be a space wolf, so it's a little bit later.
So it gives him a few more years.
Gives him a few more years, but he's doing well. He's doing well.
Right. He's doing all right.
He's doing well.
He's getting the confidence.
He likes swords,
and he's getting the confidence. And look, the biggest trick to being a space wolf is just assuming that
you're good.
That you're the best.
Yeah, that is 100%.
If you're pouring, I'll take a little more juice.
Juice it up.
What? It's green juice. It's fine.
Do you want green juice?
No,
So, the Imperial Guard numbers in the billions. There are descriptions of missions and stuff like that where they deploy 10,000 Lehman Russ tanks onto one planet.
Yeah,
like to the point where there's so many tanks moving. The Earth, the Earth, and I'm saying Earth as in like ground, but the actual. Everything vibrates because of the amount of tanks that are rolling.
But yeah. So basically, if you're in charge of the generals, they basically do a math equation where they're like, all right, we need to take down this planet. We're going to need about like 500,000 people. We're going to have an attrition rate of 60% to 80%.
No, 500,000 is low. A lot of these are like,
but then like to take the planet, we'll need like to actual living to attack the Citadel. We need about 500,000. But to get there, we're probably going to give up probably 80%. So therefore, we need to land.
2 million.
2 to 4 million people.
Yep.
Jesus.
And that's like that's their math.
Sir, we lost 2.5 million people, and it's like, that math's out.
Yep. No,
like,
our
that's
math is
fine.
right there. Yeah.
Damn. Why would you even join the IG if you're
Because you don't get out of the fucking.
Oh.
Well, some do,
or some of them do because it's things like you are on the planet Necromunda, and the only way off that fucking planet is you join the IG. And so when you look at guaranteed death on my planet or high likelihood of death if I join the IG, you join the IG.
Cushy job and food.
Yeah, with food, or you have hots on the cot.
Yeah. Corpse starch, I guess, is technically food.
But it's like, but also like in 40K, there are stories of like children being like separated from their parents because they were in a throng of people and they let go of their mom's hand
and they just can't be found again.
Gee.
They're just gone. And you're just like, oh, I'm a 4-year-old now just fucking alone.
Yeah. So it's just surplus people.
That's so sad.
And it is. When you get into those kind of things,
really
it's
sad.
the 40K gets really
but it's
depressed.
Surplus people. And that's why it's the Grimdark. And that's why it's the whole, like, in the 41st millennium, there is only war.
Oh, yeah.
And so even if you don't wear the uniform, you're still part of the war effort. Like, it just depends on what flavor of war effort you are. So the IG is 100% expendable. So when a game like this comes along, and you're like, okay, it doesn't say Warhammer on it, but god damn, does it look accurate. Now, here's what I like about how they approach this game. This game is, you just can't take it seriously.
No.
And the missions are not hours long.
45 minutes. 40 minutes.
And those are long ones.
Yeah.
I was watching some gameplay of it today, and these guys, it was like a 4-man squad, and they deployed, and the mission was 10 minutes. They landed, and it was like, your whole mission is to land on this planet and kill 180 robots. And once you kill 180 robots, get back on the ship and fucking leave.
You can leave.
I love that.
And that's the whole thing. And so, but you were talking about it earlier, Jim.
I downloaded it last night and I played it last night. You guys are downloading it right now.
Right. It's on my computer. It's ready to go.
Yeah.
But if your Helldiver dies, you just get another random Helldiver.
Yeah. It's not you respawning. It's just like all of a sudden they're just like, oh, he's down. And then all of a sudden you are like,
I lost
back.
Chad. I'm now Jessica.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden there's another person that just slams down and you walk out and it's like completely different voice. Not the same fucking person.
That's awesome. It's a different thing. And so, and and they've already announced that there's more baddies coming. So right now the game has bugs and robots.
So what they do is
by the way, in this game they're called Terminids.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So what the cool thing is that the more people play on a planet and do the missions on the planet, the more liberated it gets. So a lot of these planets are like 8% liberated, 9% liberated right now because it's only been a week.
Right.
But they're going to be 100% liberated. Then you keep on going out and new bad people show up and new things. And you get to choose what planet you go to.
I'm so excited. So even in multiplayer?
Yeah. So we as a group will be like, oh, or I guess I don't know how it works the multiplayer because, I'm waiting for you guys to get on there. But it's like, I assume it's going to be like there's one person that's kind of in charge, and they like be like, all right, we're going to this planet. Are you guys cool with that? All right, fine. And then it's just like get into your get into your Helldiver, and they basically it's a drop pod.
I saw that. So
they drop you in a drop pod.
I haven't heard of Helldivers, and you sent a text to the group and was like, just downloaded Helldivers. And I was so confused. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? So last night I watched the trailer. And if you haven't watched the trailer for Helldivers 2, you really should. It reminded me of Starship Troopers, where it's like, I'm doing my part.
Yeah, would you like to know more?
It's a propaganda kind of style.
Oh, it's so propaganda.
It's so funny.
The game, like, when you finish a mission, you can get back and you'll earn these emotes in the game. And you can finish a mission and then like throw finger guns when it goes to like the thing to show you the recap, and everyone's like and like throwing finger guns and like
they do like a fist pump.
Yeah.
And then like you can do dances, and it's fucking hilarious.
There's also friendly fire.
Yeah.
Which is one of the funniest things when you're watching the gameplay, and you'll have people call it out. They're like, yo, I threw a grenade scatter over there, and they're like, what? And then everything goes off, and you just see their body just and they're like, God damn it.
and then to call in reinforcements, it is all like code.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, press A to call reinforcements. It's like to call in like your machine gunner, or to like, like do hell
they're
strike.
called stratagems. And to use the stratagem,
you have to go up,
like
down,
you do
left,
in
right,
40K,
left, right.
It will say like you need to go up, down, left, right, and that's what triggers the stratagem to go off, and that'll call down the orbital bombardment.
So
on the
you're
position
trying to fight these bugs that are charging at you, and then doing up, down, left, right. No, fuck, shit.
And by the way, if you start triggering your stratagem, you can't move or do anything else. So you have to stop what you're doing to call the stratagem and then go back to it.
I'm so excited.
So
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to die. These guys, the bugs are fucking hard. I was playing by myself, and no.
I'm not going to
Yes, you will.
You cannot.
I'm going to accidentally kill you.
To my character.
You don't. Because, no, you get your armor and stuff back.
You get your armor.
Okay.
Like, you don't lose your armor. You don't lose, like,
items you
whatever your
up.
handle is that you name yourself in the game and stuff. You don't lose that.
It's just the body.
But it's the whole concept of.
So I'll spoil the game a little bit for you guys, because it's so funny. Like when you go through basic training, it's like this montage where you're just like, where this person in front of you is like, man, I can't wait to be a Helldiver. This is great. I'm the elite of the elite. And you walk off the bus, and or the plane, it just takes off, and then you just like walk through this thing, and then it's like a speaker goes, welcome Helldiver, I am General this, and now you have to like do these like little things, but it's just like very easy. Like everything is super easy to do. Be like, oh, and that is a crawl over the top of this thing. Oh, your muscular physique did it. And it's
awesome.
it's like throw a grenade and kill that bug. Man, that is an arm on you. And it's just like all recorded. Like no one else is fucking there.
That's amazing.
And you kind of go through this obstacle course. And then at the end, it's like you have to pick up a flag and plant it.
The Cadia symbol?
Yeah, no, or like whatever flag. You get a flag and then you do that. And then they're like, and now go collect your cape. And that means you're a Helldiver. You get this cape.
Yeah, so everybody has a cape.
Everybody has a cape, and you get this cape, and then they're like, now go to the end of the hall and press a button. And at that point, like a cylinder goes over you, and they flash freeze you and throw you on a fucking ship and just send you off into space.
I feel like that's what it's like to get a motorcycle license.
Kind of.
You get
it was kind of the same thing. So you go for 3 days. So you show up. The first day is all classroom, and they go like, hey, you kind of understand what we're saying to you. And then day 1 is, there's your bike. Get on it. Great. You did awesome. Day 2, do a couple more. Cool. 3. Yep, you're set.
Here's
your bike. Get the fuck out there. And it's like,
and it's just like,
get on the highway.
But it is like that. It's like, here's your gun, here's your cape, and we made you feel good about yourself over the loudspeaker. There's no one else fucking there.
And by the way, the Helldiver thing comes from the fact that you never land. You clip your boots into this platform, and they just launch your ass at the planet like a bullet. Just get it.
Best of luck to you.
Drop pods.
And then if you don't die once you complete the mission, they'll send a ship down to come get you.
Yeah. And if you do die, they just send a new person.
I feel like this is just going to be our regular weekly game, but 2, also like the dress rehearsal for Space Marine 2.
A little bit.
So Space Marine,
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So, and I have, it's games like this that were in development that were going to beat Space Marine 2 to market and had more depth and had all of this kind of stuff that I think Space Marine 2 got delayed.
Yeah.
Because Space Marine 2 it's just like this. It's a multi-person co-op, PvE, wave after wave of enemy, complete the mission, and then move on to the next mission, and I think they saw the depth of gameplay that was coming with this, because I saw a great description on this game where it was that, so Arrowhead Studios, the company that's making this game, the description that I saw was that they are kind of DMing the game.
Okay.
So like it's been out a week. And so right now, like today, there was a broadcast that was put out that there's a sector that the players are now calling rust buckets, but the automatons, the robots are moving in and attacking this sector. And so for the next 2 weeks, that's the hot sector. So there's like extra
perks.
Experience.
There's extra perks and experience and everything, but they're pushing all the players over to go fight in this sector because it's being invaded. So even like you said, a planet can get liberated and then you're moving out. So now you're fighting other stuff. Well, that doesn't mean that sector can't get reinvaded and reduce the liberation level. So Arrowhead is kind of mastering where you go.
That's cool.
And it's not, it is a campaign, but it's not a campaign in the idea of, okay, I've got this quest. It's in my quest log. And it's this open world that I'm going to go and I completed it. And this is you land, you spend 15 minutes shooting some bugs, you drop a nuke.
You go back in, you go back up in your ship and you go to a different planet.
And then you go to the map and you go like, okay, that's another mission point. And then you clip your boots back in, you pick your load out and you launch at the planet, you do it again.
Do it again for 15 minutes. But then the map is just huge. So you're just looking at it and be like, oh, there's a lot more coming. And they only come once things are liberated.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone as a community has to liberate this one planet and then you get more stuff.
But when you're playing with like your squad, it's just your squad. So you don't land and there's like another team over there. It's just you. You are alone with your squad against the game, but then your copy of the game and your squad is reporting back to the main thing that is pushing the liberation.
So you don't have to deal with like one of the biggest problems I've always had with playing like Call of Duty or anything like that is that you're playing against people who are better than you, and you're just like, this is no fun.
Well, they've been playing for years.
Yeah, the learning curve is so steep.
They're cheating and using bots.
Yeah. I love
where this is like, it just gets rid of it because it's just like the computer says like, okay, we're having X amount of bugs there, and we're not turning down the difficulty. Good luck.
Yeah.
So from what I understand, the difficulty setting that, from what I'm seeing, they're saying is the sweet spot is what they are calling the challenging difficulty level. Is apparently the sweet spot. And they're
but you have to work up to that.
That kind of, now that's the difficulty level. You don't get to just start at hard. Like you have to work up. You have to get better at the game before you can unlock higher difficulties. But the guy that I was watching has a lot of hours in, like he's already like level 40 or something, and it's a 50 cap.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Buddy,
but he hasn't even unlocked the Helldiver level yet.
Really?
Because there's a Helldiver difficulty, and that's like God mode.
Yeah.
But he said we played it on hard, but the exponential growth that happens when you go to that just makes it takes away the cinematic, as he described it. Every mission in this feels like you were in a scene in a movie. Every time you play, it feels like a movie when you're playing. That at the challenging thing, that's the sweet spot of it's still hard, it's still cinematic, you can still die, but you still feel like you get to do this ultra awesome
shit,
call down the big boom, do cool shit. And I love this advent of co-op PvE, that not everything is me versus you. And I like seeing all these games that are coming along that's like, let's get back to fucking co-op. Let's get back to let's play a game together.
Yeah. So you and your friend and you and 4 friends, because you can all be on the same bridge and there's like 4 different hell pods and everyone clips in at the same time and you're like, let's fucking do this.
I'm so excited.
And it's a lot of fun because you can, but yeah, you get in there and you can just decide who's like, okay, who's going to be machine gunner, who's going to be more this, who's going to be more that. And then but then the big thing is that there's a lot of diving. Like you dive out of the way, but you can also like almost like bullet time, like turn while you're diving and keep on shooting the bugs. So it's a lot of fun, and they intentionally make
and you can save your friends too.
And you can save your friends.
So like you can be going down and somebody can show up and be like, well, I got you. We got enough window. I'll heal you up and bring you back up.
Yeah. And but it's also like what was I about to say is that I don't know. Fuck it. It's a great game.
It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I like games like this too that I can get on, I can play, and if I miss a couple days of play,
nothing happens.
I'm not behind the curve. Like it's just my copy of the game. And sure, you out-leveled me. Now, these guys that already have these super high levels, they're streamers. These are professional video game players. They sit around, they play all day. That's how they make their money.
Yeah.
But I like that there's going to be a game where, like, I can just go play it, and it's like a, hey, I got some levels, I got some stuff, and I can, I can ping my friends.
Hey,
just
hey,
go.
are you free?
Hey,
yeah,
let's go
okay,
do this thing.
Let's get on Helldiver
And
for a
it's
second.
not there's a patch coming, and it's going to out-level this, and you're behind now, and da da da. Like I can just.
Yeah. It really takes out all of that nonsense and makes it.
I want my video game to be something that I can relax. I can have some fun. I can play with my friends. I can play solo if I want to. Like I can go do all of that without but you're not on the bleeding edge of what's going on with the game. And I'm like, I don't have time to be on the bleeding edge of a game.
It really Call of Duty is the higher end, and this really fills that like nice sweet spot of just like the average. I have a fucking job and I need to do so. I have a job. I have a kid.
I only have a couple hours.
I got 40 minutes, bro.
Well, like we already talked about, like trying to play later tonight, and I was like, well, I've got my Magic game and whatever, and you were like, dude, I can't even play till my kids go down. So like, okay.
Yeah. And if I don't play for a couple days, no big fucking deal. And that's also why I love sports games so much, because that's that very similar attitude where it's like, I haven't played in 3 days. It stays right where it's supposed to be.
That's why I loved PGA.
Yeah. Yeah. I love MLB.
Dude, I can work my way through the, the Corn Ferry Tour. Like I can do all that, earn my PGA card, then play
Exactly.
And it's like, this is a great game. I love to play. But I'm not out anything. If I don't play for a week, I could skip a month and come back and play it. Nothing changes.
Nothing changes. And you're just still enjoying yourself. So that's really, really great. And it's, so go. I've played, I put in like an hour last night.
Nice.
Felt like I had enough time with it, and I moved away from it, and it was great. And
but this
I'm
is the
excited
same
about
reason
playing.
I love. I'm a huge fan of Diablo 3. Massive fan of Diablo 3.
It's the same
I
thing.
literally haven't played it in a year.
Yeah.
I could go check when the next season is going to start. I could jump in. It's not me versus anybody else.
Yeah.
It's me versus the environment. If somebody wants to play it with me, they get to join my squad. We dive into a dungeon. We smash and grab everything that we can.
Yep.
You go back to home base. You sell some stuff off. You get some upgrades. You level up. You go back into another dungeon. You grind through
it feels like Diablo 3 was more like D&D based, where it was just...
I'll show you Diablo 3.
Yeah.
Diablo 3 is Helldivers fantasy.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Like quite literally. It's Helldivers, but fantasy.
And I'm really excited that video game companies are realizing that there is a market for...
But there's a reason that games like Diablo 3 have been around for 15 fucking years.
Yeah.
And it's because people like this. Not everything needs to be me in a headset with some 12-year-old going like, oh, good. It's like, bro, I have a life.
Yeah. It's like 35 to 45.
Yeah.
That market of just like, you got shit to do. We respect that. Come play when you want to.
But
it's like Starfield, Red Dead Redemption, Pal World is like up my alley.
Yeah.
Because like I don't have to play multiplayer, but like you were saying, I don't have to play Starfield for months and I go back to my character.
Yeah, but I have it
Hogwarts
installed,
Legacy.
and I could go back and turn Starfield back on and be like, let's do this. I'm not gonna lie, I like Pal World. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I burnt out on that one pretty quick.
Really?
I built a huge house. I caught some stuff, and I was like, this is... So now it's just do more of the same.
Yeah. It's
like,
also, but like MLB The Show is my main game that I play. The nice thing about it, when the new MLB The Show comes out, you can just put your character.
Carry your stats.
You can carry your stats and just.
That's awesome.
And move. And your guy that you've been playing with for 5 seasons, when the new one comes on, you want to see the new the new graphics and the new beautiful stuff. Briseño. Exactly. I looked for him. He's not on there.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I was. But you can just like be like, hey, do you want to upload your guy to the new
Nice.
platform? Yeah. Great. Okay. Seamlessly flaws over.
Dope.
So, you have your guy that's been on the league for 12 years and that's it. That's what you do. But yeah, the Helldivers is fantastic.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be it's a very relaxing, fun experience that you don't feel like you have to work hard at.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
it's just, there's so many things in this world right now that you have to have so much give a shit, and then it's just like, I don't want my video games to have that.
No. Do you have Paramount Plus?
I do, yes.
Have you watched Halo?
I've watched a couple episodes of the first season.
Okay, so I'm just gonna get into it. So we're gonna switch. We're talking video games. I'm gonna talk Halo.
What, the show?
The show.
Yeah.
So I never played Halo, the campaign game.
Yeah, that's what I
did like 1 or 2 games of multiplayer. It wasn't for me. The controls were hypersensitive. Like I didn't like it as a first person shooter.
Yeah.
But that was just me. A lot of people liked it. we learned about the show. Oh, I did during the Super Bowl, during one of the commercials that season 2 was coming out. So I was like, well, fuck it. Let's just watch it. Like, it's going to be interesting.
What'd you think?
I am obsessed
Really?
with the show.
With the whole like lore. So you didn't know anything about the lore of Halo?
Nope.
Oh yeah, the lore of Halo is
I know
beautiful.
nothing about the lore.
The writing of it's fantastic.
And then
like the whole idea of it, yeah.
Jazz was very into Halo when it first came out. So I was asking him questions during the show. I'm like, is this covered in the game? Like, is this part of the story? Because a lot of those shows coming out now gives me a lot of hope for video game, TV shows, long format storytelling because of The Last of Us and now Halo.
Because they take it seriously now.
Yeah. It's not like this weird thing. Like, what was it? The World of Warcraft movie that came out years ago that was awful. But
yeah, that was terrible.
So the first season apparently is like a prequel to what's actually happening in this. It's like
because they haven't even landed on the Halo yet.
Happening.
And that's what I was trying to tell. I was like, look, when I played and I really loved Halo and I know the story and stuff, you start that game and you just land on the Halo. Like it's
you're
not
halfway
we
through the
just
war.
found it. Like it's so late in the war at that point. The show is the Covenant's doing invasions, but not even the Covenant knows where the Halo is. Like nobody knows where this thing is.
People don't even really know what the Covenant is.
Yeah, it's just they have names for it. The monsters are around and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they know it, but like not even like all like I was watching one of the episodes where it was like we didn't know that these aliens existed.
Yeah,
like
and
we
so,
don't like
and they spent the whole first season
building it up,
and they never even talk about the actual Halo, the actual ring.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the last 2 episodes, I'd say.
And that wasn't until they got the visions from finding all the keystones and stuff. So this is now I didn't play the late Halos because I kind of got out of video games, and so I didn't play the later Halos, which is when you get into like the pre-runners and they do more
all
of that backstory stuff,
flood and all that.
And I
stuff,
didn't. So I played, the earlier stuff, and so I don't know. So, and that's why I like the show too. Is a lot of this is like I didn't play these games, so. This is a lot of story. And I was telling Caitlin, if you like this, you really should play the game for the campaign.
I enjoy
because the campaign
is
fantastic.
I did not enjoy multiplayer.
And I was heavy into multiplayer up through Halo 2.
I love the campaign.
But the campaign is beautiful and always has been.
I'm a story person. I'm story driven. Like that's what tell me a good story.
And that's the thing is that Helldivers set up a story that honestly I'm clicking into automatically because of its relation to Warhammer. And I'm like, okay, I get this.
But it doesn't have like this huge overarching narrative.
I don't need this to be a narrative because I can get on it and I could text you and be like, bro, you got an hour?
You want to kill some bugs?
what are you doing
like,
right now?
And it's like, yeah, I got an hour. And I was like, fucking hey, let's go hammer out some missions.
Yeah.
And we land and just be like, bro, this isn't about progression. This is just about
killing
we're
bugs.
going to get XP for killing bugs. And we're just,
we have 45 minutes. Let's fucking do this.
As many as we can in this timer and just cycle.
Yeah.
And it's why I like Diablo. Diablo 3, when you're playing campaign, you don't care about the story. I've played Diablo for the campaign. I know the story. I've played it all the way through. But when I play campaign, when I play the season stuff, it's just a power up to max level, start running rifts. And it's just we're in the town, sell your shit, upgrade. Hey, what gear do you need? Okay, cool. Hey, this dropped. Is that an upgrade for you? Is that an upgrade for me? Trade it.
How does Diablo like compare to Skyrim? Because Skyrim
not even close.
Not even close. No,
it's not the same style, I would say. So
Diablo's a hack and slash. Like you ever played like a Gauntlet Legends?
Yeah.
Okay, it's that on steroids.
Oh, okay.
So it's not about the story. You're in a main town. You sell your gems. You upgrade your shit. You get better gear. Once you put that gear on, then you're back into a dungeon. Every dungeon it changes. You can't repeat the same thing. It's always randomized when you go into it. So you go in, you clear it, you get the gear. If it's not an upgrade, you sell it or you blow it up so you can get the materials out of it. You go back, you repair your shit,
and
you pick the next one, and you go again.
So there's no overarching.
It's Helldivers, but fantasy. There is an overarching story if you play the campaign. If you don't give a shit, there are very quick ways where you don't even play the campaign. You go into certain zones. You keep increasing the difficulty to max your XP till you max out, and then it's just right into the just hammer it. And
nice.
And that's why I like Diablo, because I can step away. I haven't played in a year.
Yeah.
I could go back on the next season start my 0 turn and hammer away.
Do it away.
And
I tried Diablo. It just wasn't.
It's not her flavor.
I also tried WoW. What was it?
My
a
father
year ago.
My father
It was like it was a couple years ago.
It was a couple years
I
ago.
played WoW.
It
I
just
tried to get her to
wasn't
play
my thing.
Classic with me but a lot of it was rose tinted goggles, man. It was that whole like the nostalgia of that was my game. I had friends. I was part of a huge guild. And it wasn't but then you go back when they're like, here it is, and you go back and play it, and you're like, oh fuck, this isn't. It wasn't the game.
Yeah,
It was
the people. And I've said that about. I'll go ahead and fucking say it. And I own a game store that sells the shit. I feel that way about Warhammer: The Old World.
Yep.
You know, they're bringing back Warhammer: The Old World, which is Warhammer Fantasy. It's the rank and flank tile movement,
The square
based game.
Yeah, I've noticed that they've
Right?
done that. Yeah.
So they brought it back. There's a reason they burnt that game to the ground. They deleted it. They literally got rid of the game and made Age of Sigmar. And it's because the rule set sucks. Like it's awful. It's not good gameplay. And so the people that are going back to it
Are not
nostalgia.
happy because it's nostalgia.
It's they're going back because of the nostalgia. But they have the nostalgia because of the people they met, all of which are now playing AOS. They're playing a better game.
Yeah.
But you have memories.
Which I have heard is AOS is fantastic.
It really is. That's a
really
great rule
good.
set. And we'll talk about it on the show. I don't have a problem talking about AOS.
No,
AOS is
absolutely,
great.
Yeah.
But Age of Sigmar, for those of you that don't know what AOS is. But Warhammer Fantasy, it was a shit rule set at the end. There's a reason they burnt it down and rebooted the whole damn game.
Yeah.
And now they've brought it back.
Did they change the rules or anything, or just made it?
No, it's essentially that red rule book that they had. It's that rule book with a blue cover. Like they just fucking, and it's like,
Yeah, they didn't
what you got
update
was
it.
you got people to spend hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
And their
on a
core
game.
box was more expensive than like
Each
AOS or 40K.
so they made
like
two
big
core
box.
boxes at the launch,
Wow.
and each one of them were 300 plus.
Wow.
Which is insane, which tells me that they're not going to continue printing it.
They're not.
It's a money grab.
It's going to be a money.
Wow.
Essentially, people spend a decade hammering them about like, I
Bring
miss
it
my
back.
game.
Bring
Miss
it
my
back.
game.
Bring it
You don't
back.
miss the game. You miss the people. You miss the memories you have surrounded around that game.
Right.
You don't miss that absolute shit rule set.
Yeah.
And now it's back, and everybody's playing it, and they're like,
well, it's been out for like almost a month now, and I've only seen. Since
seen
my
2 games of
time-
it.
Yeah, 1 to 2 games. The entire
And you guys own a
month it's
game
been
show.
out.
we are
Our
the
game-
largest. We are the
We own a
largest
game
play
store.
space in Texas, and I've seen 2 games of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it surprised me because I was like,
Tells you.
oh shit, that's old world.
Yeah.
And the guys are playing it, and they're like, eh. And already I'm having like, I bought 3 of these units, and they just don't do what they're supposed to do. Like it's like no, the unit does exactly what it's designed to do. It's a bad game.
You're just
Yeah.
used to AOS rules.
You're
now.
just used to things being better.
Dynamic
Right.
play.
You're
Right.
rolling it back 20 years, and you want to know why it's not as good.
Because people have gotten better in 20 years.
This would be like, hey, come buy this new car. You remember when you got your first car when you were 16?
yeah.
a 95 Nissan Maxima.
Right. And so that was your first taste of freedom. And you have
Yeah.
all these memories associated with this first car that you had. Well, guess what? We remade that car, baby. Why don't
Exactly
you-
how it is.
Exactly how it was, except for
Square
it's got
body.
0 miles on it. Come get it. And so, and by the way, we're going to charge you current day prices. So you could buy an utterly modern car for the same price, or you can buy one with 25-year-old technology in it. Which one are you fucking buying? And it's like,
Oh, it's a tough choice.
it's the same
a tough
thing.
choice.
I get that you have all this positive memory associated to it. It doesn't mean the game was good.
Yeah. It means your friends
was
were good.
just the only option you had.
Yeah.
Then they made you a better game, and you like that game,
But then you bitched and moaned.
but
No.
now you're rolling back and going like, well, this isn't what I remember. Yeah, it is. It's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It was just
Everything's
it
the
was
exact
it was
same.
a shit game then. It's a shit game now.
Yeah.
You just have all this positive memory associated around it. So it was the way when I went back and tried to play WoW Classic, and I tried to take her with me, and I was like, I loved this game. I started playing in 04, like and I went back and played it, and I was like, this is painful. This is
bad.
fucking bad.
I think I
It, like,
played one day and I was like,
I can't do this.
it's not me.
And like 4 people went with me, and they were like, dude, you're hype about this. Let's go do it. And I was like, fuck yeah. And people bought the game, played with me. They made it like 2 days, and they were like, this is rough. And I was like, and I was playing it going like, oh God.
I feel
rough.
bad.
I don't remember this.
It's like watching a movie that you like loved in your like teens, and then you're just
yeah,
like,
and you rewatch it.
like mine, Empire Records. Used to love that movie growing
It doesn't
up.
hold up.
It does not.
You know
Like,
another
watch it
one?
now.
You know
and you're
another
just
one
like,
I loved when I was young, and I watched it probably 6 months ago, and I was
What?
like, oh, Willow
Yeah,
doesn't hold.
doesn't hold.
So boring.
Doesn't hold.
There's just such better quality that
Yeah.
you're just like, this is awful.
Yeah, lets you have your memories.
Yeah.
Keep your
So it is
memories.
what it is.
Don't
So
keep going
it was the
backwards.
best option you had at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Things got better.
Yeah.
It was the best
Things got
times.
better.
It was the worst of times.
Oh,
Oh my God.
keep on saying it. What's the rest?
So,
I don't know.
yeah.
That's all I know. I never read that book.
But,
You think I can read?
you know,
I can't read.
but there's times to hold on to your tradition, and there's times that you got to let go and move forward. And there's one guy out there that has been willing to do that, been willing to hold on to the old world, but been willing to embrace the new and advance with change.
He would
And
be
his name
right
was-
if he did it.
Is it
His
Russ?
name was Lehman.
Lehman of the Russ.
Yeah. And do you know what?
He's right.
Russ was right. And with that, my guys, we're going to encourage you to do 3 little things.
Games, drinks, and hygiene.
There we go.
There it is. Go out there and do it. And if you're sleuthy enough, you may be able to find one of our online names. You can go play Helldivers with us because that's where
Yeah.
I'm going to spend all of my time now.
Actually,
'Cause I'm
mine is not hard to figure out.
Is it Beer Gym, Second Pitch 69?
No, I think it's like second pitch in our address.
Oh my God. Bro, change that.
At least mine isn't like obvious.
Oh my God.
You will never find me.
Change that. It's
Yeah, so-
horrible.
Christ.
Here you go.
Anyways,
You're gonna get a bunch of new ads.
I know I am.
if you're playing Helldivers and you want to find some other community members here from the Warhammered podcast, go in the comments and put down
Yeah.
your handle if you want to. And let
It's a
people
lot of
find
fun.
you
It's
and
from
play.
the little bit I played. It's a lot of fun. Has a lot of uptick, a lot of upside. So yeah, I think
Other
it's
than
gonna be great.
that, go to secondpitchbeer.com and buy some of their swag or do
Battle
some
Pips
beer
could-
for pickup.
Go
And
to
then,
the brewery this
And go to the
Saturday.
brewery and drink some stuff.
and then Battle Pitch or BattlePub. Battle Pitch.
That's our text group.
That's our text group. BattlePubGames.com and
it's battlepub.com.
BattlePub.com.
And, buy some Warhammered swag
Yeah, please do.
and
Just buy shit. Just
show it
buy
out there.
something.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, go out there and do it. And like always, hit them with it, Jim.
Bye.